It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our next speaker for the day, Mr. Vinayak Sudhakar from CIA LFO. Mr. Mr. Vinayak Sudhakar started his career taking on administrative roles and teaching business studies and mathematics at an international school in the United Arab Emirates. He returned to India and worked in a chartered accounting firm specializing in institutional accounting and colleges in audit practices. In his previous role as senior manager, he worked with Cambridge Assessment International Education for over 15 years, which was a leading provider of international examinations for ages 5 to 14 years. In his previous role in school development, he has supported over 500 international schools in implementing international assessments and qualifications, networking schools, and training teachers to share best practices. He has a master's degree in commerce and recently completed a program on strategic leadership for schools in changing environment from the IIM Ahmedabad. Mr. Vinayak Sudhakar, based in Mumbai, worked for the International as the Development and Recognition Manager for India. With a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Vinayak Sudhakar from CIA LFO.
Thank you very much. And we start the day with a fantastic panel discussion. And this is day 2 of a very wonderful day 1 and a day 2. Must thank Anil and the team who have worked so hard at education today for putting this conference together. And thank you for that introduction. I'd also like to introduce my colleague Chitra, who's at the back, and she's distributing some of our flyers for you to read about us. So let me pull up my PPT and I'll take you straight through what we do. So we are a career guidance and a university applications portal. And what Cialfo does is work with schools from class 8 to class 12. And we ensure students know the right courses they have to join and right colleges. So when they finish class 12, the application goes through your school itself. Can I just quickly check the schools that have a career guidance department in your schools? Career counseling, career guidance, excellent. So we are going to work with your career guidance team, build and strengthen your curriculum, assessments, tests, psychometrics, and then ensure that the application form gets through to America, England, India, anywhere across the world, so that parents are also assured that their child is getting the best college via the school. So this is going to be via your schools. And this is very common in America. They have something called Common App, which is one basic application form which goes through a variety of universities, UCAS as well in England, and we have built something just like UCAS, and we call it DA, Direct Apply. And from your school, that one application form can go across. But I'll just talk about our company and the journey we have actually had. We started off in 2012, which was a very small consulting firm, and you can see by 2020 we are working with 200,000 candidates across the world, and we aim to touch 500,000 candidates. Where we are based, Singapore, Washington, Shanghai in China, as well as in India. And you are going to be part of 1,600 schools which have followed, which have downloaded our app. So this is going to be an app portal which is going to be downloaded on the child's phone, the parent's phone, the school portal, and it can be used and accessed by everyone in your school from class 8 to class 12. What we're going to do is bring the industries to speak to all of you. So for example, webinars are going to be downloaded there, and you would get the industry experts from, say, the banking field talking about why move to the banking industry. Or you could have somebody talking about the film industry. We also had the anchor who was a journalist, so there would be journalists talking to you. So you wouldn't need to call guest speakers. We are going to look to take care of that. We are going to also get industry experts. We're going to get company experts from our own organization who are going to talk about scholarships, the SOPs, the LORs. We're going to connect your schools to universities abroad and in India, so you would have a representative from, say, America talking about why study in America and why should he choose that particular college of theirs. Just a bit through what we do. So what is direct apply? We have partnered with some of the top colleges in India, like say the Amity Ashokas, the OP Jindals, and a variety of universities across the world. This would actually ensure that your students get a scholarship, both from the university accepting them and from us as an organization. We are going to waive off their visa fees, as a whole lot of advantage when the child goes through you, okay? So what happens is that we are going to build into this portal tons of space. So each child in your school would be able to upload things like his academic transcripts, the LORs, as you know, the letters of recommendation the child would need if he's planning to go abroad or she's planning to go abroad. He's going to need the SOPs, the essays, scorecards. All of that information is going to be uploaded on each child's space. So we are going to build space for each candidate. The child can keep track of his journey from 8th standard all the way up to the 12th grade. So I know your schools organize so many events, like an inter-school sporting event, or you could have an art competition. And this child has got a prize in, say, athletics. So immediately at the 8th grade or the 10th grade, the child would have to upload whatever mark sheet the child has got, or any sort of special award that the child has got. Because see, when he's going to apply, colleges want to see how smart the child is, right? And whether he or she is good in singing or dance or sporting events. And especially at this time, as some of you have rightly said, he may not or she may not have done well in academic part, but she might be very good in some extracurricular activity. So these things are tracked by us. The child would have to upload this onto our portal, just as how you're looking at your screen. Now that's a screenshot of a particular candidate who is in your school, and we have built this for your schools. So you can think of the kind of space that we have built for every child to upload whatever he or she wants to do. Internships. Some of the top international schools in the world are now focusing their high school candidates to work as small sort of jobs and get in these internships. So those are uploaded as well. And it's very, very easy. The child can choose the university he wants to go through. We have a wide database of colleges. You can search for things like where they are based, what is the tuition fees, what are the representatives' names. So we are like an aggregator bringing the schools together with the universities. The child and parent can talk to them, constantly guided by your school's counselor. And this is very dear to me, and that's why I moved to a tech space, because I am now able to talk to thousands and thousands of schools through the portal tech. So the journey of a child, completely end-to-end, from the time he or she starts shortlisting a particular college, up until the time the confirmation, the offer letter, confirmation, visa, pre-arrival, as well as the arrival, if the child is going off abroad, or whether he's going to choose a college in India, this is going to be taken care by us in partnership with you. So yeah, we have a very smooth onboarding process. It takes about 3 weeks where we train first your counselors, then we do a workshop for your parents and the candidates, and then our client experience team would then be hand-holding your candidates every day. So this is a portal where a child will make use every day. Yeah, he needs to keep track of himself every day. We have also formed an advisory group, and these are some of the schools that we have requested, and their counselors constantly update us on what needs to be done to improve. And we also are making you part of the community page where you can get in touch and you can read interesting articles. So if the college wants an LOR, a letter of recommendation, just before you ask your staff to send a letter of recommendation, they can be trained by us, or they can read interesting articles on how best to write the LOR. So such information is on our portal, which will be accessible to the child and to the parent. We work with about 200 schools in India and 1,600 schools around the world. And yes, this is an app portal. We have a demo in the stall. I would invite you to it. It's completely free of charge. So we have two options: the paid version as well as the access version. Both are equally good. The paid version would get you assessments, the MTBI tests from 8th, 10th, and the 12th standard. Brilliant tests which enable the child to understand what job would be suitable to my personality. And your career guidance counselor can then show the child what colleges offer these, and then we make that happen. Okay, so with that, both of us, Chitra and I, we'd be very happy to take questions, or please feel free to drop into our stall, and do drop into all the stalls. I think Anil has got some of the best stalls here, and each of us have something very good to offer schools. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Anybody having any questions? Just feel free to ask us anything. We are both here to answer your questions. Yes, sir.
Hi Vinayak, I'm Naren from Kasika School in Dehradun. We've met before when you were with CIE. So one of the questions that I had was the number of universities that your portal gives us access to as compared to what exists out there in the wild. So what kind of numbers are we talking about in terms of representation? Thank you.
That's a good point, sir. So while we have a database connecting you thousands and thousands of universities, we have direct apply partnership with the ones that we feel are fantastic. So for example, in India, we have about 2,000 institutes in India which is on our database. Currently, 68 of them are on DA. So that means from the school portal of yours, the application form can go straight away into these 65 colleges from the portal itself, but the child can still search for information for the 2,000 institutes, but they would have to go to those independently and submit their application form. If it goes through this portal, it means that the scholarship is going to be available to the child from both the organization, which is us, and from the accepting institute. But we hope that so many more Indian colleges are going to come on direct apply, just like it is in America. So we have partnered with Common App in America. So what that means is, if a college in America is still not yet with us on direct apply, the application is transmitted to that college via Common App. And if the college is partnered with us, you don't need to go through Common App. you can come in straight with us. So we are that big an organization that we have built a portal just like Common App or UCAS. But the information is there everywhere. I mean, we have got the information of all the universities. Many thanks for that very relevant question. Yeah, sure.
Just out of curiosity, I'm just curious. I just wanted to understand, like, I know the people, the students going to US have impacted big time in last 2 years because of economic reasons and also because of visa status and, you know, for them to be retained in the country, and there's a lot of things have changed. So how is this thing opened in other countries, like Australia or US or UK? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, just curious about it.
Good point. So we are going to bring schools in touch with the colleges, and your parents are going to be in direct communication with their representatives. So there's going to be a free exchange of information between the two. Colleges abroad and in India have started to open up, and they are, you know, awarding scholarships, you know, attracting candidates. So this is a good time for your students who are finishing 12th to actually apply via us. But yeah, that's a good point. As I said, we are an aggregator of information, so we want to put you both in touch. So that's our role. Thank you very much. So we are at our stalls, just feel free to come to meet us. Thank you.
All right, so that was Mr. Vinayak Sudhakar from Cialfo. Thank you so much for the presentation. Before we move on to our next speaker, we have an award to be given away, which goes to SFS Academy in the category India's top CBSE school parameter-wise, ranked number 1 in digital learning advancement.